What's up, internets? Welcome to War Table Season 2, Episode 7, I believe. I'm your host, O'Neal Johnson, aka Dad of War, with my co-host, Kwai Boy Girl. He's actually that way. How you doing?
I am away apparently.
He's away somewhere. I don't know how directions work. How have you been? How was your week?
Pretty good. Pretty interesting week. Got a lot more game playing than I normally do.
Nice. Because I know, for you people who are here live and or just wondering what the hell's going on, if you didn't notice last week, his schedule changed, so it is now on Tuesdays instead of Wednesdays. So, yay. I don't know if it doesn't make a difference to me. How does it work for you, honestly? Like, is it just another day
Uh,
now?
well, I got like a few more days that aren't as busy as like workload busy as other days, so that's nice.
Alright, cool. Well, I mean, life for me has been the same. Baby's sleeping a tad bit better. I'm getting a little more sleep, so my hair's not falling out as much. So, I mean, it's getting better all the time. As he gets older, my nights get a bit easier. So with that, we'll just roll into asking the same question I ask every week. What you been playing? Anything new? Anything fun?
Uh, I decided to give a game a second chance that I personally didn't like through my first playthrough. I've been dedicating the majority of my time to Outer Worlds.
Oh, I know what I did see you on that earlier. How was it? That's Obsidian, right?
Uh,
That's the new
yeah,
New
Obsidian.
Vegas people, or
Yeah.
Fallout Vegas, New Vegas, whatever. Yeah,
I've been enjoying it a lot more actually during the second playthrough because I have been pacing myself. When I first played it, I had a bunch of free time and then I just kind of went through all of it in one sitting. And now that I've been pacing myself, and I've also been working, I just started the first DLC for it, which has been pretty good.
nice.
But besides that, I've been playing some, some Smite,
Good old
but
Smite.
and some Blaze Blue cross tag battle. I've been working on some characters, just like in that one video we saw.
Yeah, he sent me a video yesterday, as a matter of fact, of him just pooping on somebody. It was sad. Like it didn't pop up, but I didn't. You didn't get hit. Do they not
No,
give the
it
disgusting
the
disrespect?
perfect popped up after it, but I like clicked to record like right before.
Okay. I was about to say I hate games because there are games that if you get a perfect, it doesn't say perfect to give so the other guy doesn't feel sad that he just got his ass perfected.
No, it
But
said perfect.
excellent, even better. Yeah, he perfected someone. It was just punching the shit out of him. Now, uh, was that a Persona character
Yeah,
that you were
for
using?
one of the Persona 4 characters. Yeah.
Really, very well. As you know, I've only played Persona 5, so I didn't like. He said Caesar, and then like someone came out, and I'm like, I'm trying to think of cross tag characters that would have like a, in my eyes and what most people would know, a Persona, aka a stand. I'm like, it has to be a Persona user, but it doesn't look familiar.
Yeah.
But I've
Persona
never
4
played
actually
that.
has like the second most amount of characters in like cross tag battle.
Yeah, I was actually
And
thinking about that. Oh, go ahead.
at the most yeah, at the most it's Blaze Blue, then Persona 4 Arena, then Under Night in Birth, and then Ruby,
Yeah, doesn't Ruby
and
only have
then
like
like the
four?
five.
Is it five? Okay.
Yeah. And then this random other stuff they've like added from other series.
Okay. I was actually thinking about it. Like I seen you playing it, and after you sent me that, I'm like, I really would like a Persona 5 arena, but then I sat and thought about it, and I was like, honestly,
I don't think
there's not
Persona
enough
5 has enough
characters.
character. Yeah.
Exactly. It's literally just the Phantom Thieves, and that's it. Everyone else is a boss or just a normal ass person. I mean, so
Yeah, Persona 4 just actually has more characters that are like viable for it.
yeah, for sure. There's definitely not enough. That's why his ass is in Smash, and they didn't make an arena. But yeah, very well, very well. Is that it? Just cross tag and smoot.
Though speaking of Smash, I am happy about the PR reveal because it just means there's another fucking sword fighter for Smash fans to cry about.
And everybody is. I mean, I don't know what they were expecting. Like everyone's like crying that they want Sora, but I mean, outside
I'm
of
not
the
even.
fact that it's a
I've seen
Keyblade,
people who are legitimately upset they didn't add the fucking crewmate from Among Us. So
that was never, ever going to be a thing. 1 year of popularity. Let me rephrase. A little under a year of popularity does not get you into Smash. I know Among Us is like a huge thing, and it like is like the game of quarantine, but there's no way the crewmate was going to make it into Smash, like ever.
like during the reveal, there's like 100 comments saying, "I'm sure all 5 Xenoblade fans are happy," and then like there's some people who are like, "Should have added the crewmate," and then just the normal, like, "Hey, we're happy for Xenoblade fans, but I would have loved to have this."
Yeah, luckily there are a few people out there who aren't complete asshats, but no, like as I was saying, like even if they would have got Sora, he would have been mad because like as beloved as he is, he would just literally just be another sword user. I mean,
You know,
sure, he
it's
would use
funny.
some magic attacks, but
They should have fucking added Goofy and then made it look like it was gonna be Sora the entire time.
even better, just make it Donald, so you at least have the annoying voice on top of it all too. Oh, so that'd be perfect. I hope that's what comes next. Sora's just like running, sliding, and doing some crazy shit, and then the letter's like about to fall to him, and he's reaching out, and the wind just blows it into Donald, and he's.
I keep wanting to get in like play Smash Bros, but it's always fucking $60. It has never been on sale since it's came out.
Smash Bros will never go on sale. You will never see it on sale. I promise you.
I almost considered buying it during like the Sephiroth announcement, especially when he like fucking yeeted Mario.
Yeah. I have Smash. It's just it got to
Yeah, I
it.
remember you were playing
It's
it
at
when
a
it came
point
out.
where I'm over it. Like not over Smash. I'm over Nintendo and their lack of online. Like when I'm hardline and someone else is hardline and I'm still lagging like badly every match.
Speaking of Nintendo, though, the Age of Calamity got their expansion pass announced, and
Oh
it
yeah.
sort of looks like the release date that happened with like Pokemon Sword and Shield, like first expansion at like the 5th month, and then the
Oh yeah,
second at
yeah,
the
mid
11th
month
month.
and then yeah, I seen that during that direct. Oh, oof.
So there's like I have that to look forward to, but I'm not gonna get the expansion pass until like closer.
Yeah, that's what at least I did with Pokemon too. I'm like, I'm gonna wait and see what's actually coming before I give them the money. So, but yeah, that was. I can't even think of anything else. Like nothing else in that direct was like nothing in that direct period was for me. I mean, I'm glad there's people who enjoyed what it was, but let's all just be
It
real
was
here.
ass.
It was a major disappointment.
All I wanted was Pokemon and Fire Emblem.
I want to hear something about Pokemon. I went to Pokemon Bayonetta 3. Uh, at least they came out and said, "Hey, we're not nowhere close to being done like you think we are with Breath of the Wild 2, so don't expect that." But seriously, it's been so long on Bayonetta 3. Like that shit was. They said they were making that like 6 years ago at this point. Like they bought the property, said, "Hey, we're going to give you the game you want. We're going to make 3," and we just haven't heard shit from it. That's breaking my heart. 'Cause I love that series.
You know, one thing I did notice from watching some videos, completely off topic. It I was thinking about the Game Awards and how I lost and how I'm going to win this year when it comes to it. However,
Not a chance.
but how Hades was nominated from Game of the Year, and I went back and watched the 2018 Game Awards, and that was when Hades was announced.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean, I do remember that trailer of him fighting the skeleton snakes. I'm like, oh, that's a pretty looking game. I wonder what it is. I never even
so I just
put two
thought
and two together.
that was like a fun thing.
Very well, very well.
And
Uh,
also, even back then, they're robbing games of best soundtrack.
they always rob
Uh,
somebody of something.
like every year, I watch the 2019 to the best soundtrack always fucking loses. Like Doom Eternal lost to like Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I
I
agree
think
with you.
something.
I
Yeah,
agree with you there.
I'm so mad about that one. But
I am
what have
too.
you been playing?
As a matter of fact, I agreed with you. We both had that out. We
Yeah,
both lost points. Same shit. Different week. No, but a shit ton of Smite when I can.
Guilty Gear Beta.
But yes, that's the biggest one. Let's backtrack to just today. I played 2 games when my kids were napping. Got to play Tiamat, the new goddess. That's it. She's up in the air. We'll see where she lies. If anything, she needs buffs, but we'll see. Smite's fun. I've been doing ranked, except for today because can't use the new god in
Fun is
ranked.
in quotation marks.
Big quotations. But it is good to get back into an actual competitive scene, not just casually doing things. It just feels different. You gamers know, like when you play ranked, it's a different mindset. It's a different feel. Like he said in quotation marks, I've been having fun, and it's also terribly rage-reducing. I went on a whole tangent last week, also. So, but no, I enjoyed Tiamat, and then I got to play like an hour of Strikers, and like all the reviews say, it's a lot more Persona than it is Muso. As in, I got to do the tutorial battle for, all of 2 minutes, and then all in all, probably another 15 minutes worth of combat. So in the hour I've played, I've only spent 20 minutes actually playing the game. The rest of it is set up and story of why you're in the palace and how you're back into a palace and meeting the new character. And it's very much Persona, and I don't mind it, but I'm also still finding myself like, I was hoping for a little more of the moose, so I want to run around and kill stuff, but I know it's coming. But the little bit I've played and seen, I love it. They have 2 modes. They have graphical mode or graphics mode and performance mode, and I've been playing performance, smooth 60 FPS, and I was not a believer until this PS5 got me. Like 60 frames is like the way to play. Like it just really is. Like even if I didn't have a hankering to play God of War, like I am super excited to get back to it here shortly or soon to do the 60 frame patch.
60 frames are nice, but I like playing Cyberpunk with a smooth 13 frames per second.
At least you're getting 13. I like that. Smooth. 6 frames of Heroes of the Storm. You know what? I don't think I've ever said this on podcast, even on stream. When I really first got into streaming, like even before it was like Yu-Gi-Oh, I for like a month and a half did Heroes of the Storm stream off of a computer friend of the show Jim gave me. He had a Alienware $3,000 fucking laptop. It had a minor problem. He sent it in, got it fixed, but they sent him another one anyway, and he gave it to me. So I was like, all right, cool, I'll use it. And I played Heroes of the Storm and enjoyed it very much. And then I built the computer I'm currently using with, a 1070, which was brand new at the time, i7 processor, top of the line fucking computer. Better than the laptop he provided me, right? Even to this day, if I go and play that game, I cap at literal 9 frames per second once the action starts happening. I've had a computer tech guy I actually know come and check my computer and the specs, and he can't figure it out. I had another friend who's just good at computers. He tried to figure it out. He couldn't. And while him and Jim were here, I actually sat and let Blizzard employee take control of my computer and tell me why the game couldn't run. And they couldn't figure it out. They told me I should be able to play that game on super high ultra and run it absolutely fine and smooth with no problems whatsoever, and no one can tell me why. And I tried just a few months ago, and after all the updates and yada yada yada, I still can't play that game.
It's divine will to tell you not to play that shit.
It really is. Like it's just I was like, nope, I'm done. I literally had to wash my hands. I can't. Because when I say cap out, I mean you bring up the little bar that tells you your frames and your milliseconds. It's literally 9 frames per second when I get into a fight with one person. If like it's a team fight, you ever seen a game run at 2 frames per second? It's literally and I was dead. Because nothing else would work. It was fine. It was terrible, absolutely terrible. So there's that. So 60 frames, absolutely beautiful. Not as good as 2, but
So back to Royale real quick with your expert opinion since you played a bit, not Royale, Striker, since your expert opinion since you played a bit of it. Do you think they'll add like a Royale DLC pack with the just to like throw the Royale character in the game? Or...
see, I don't know because I don't know where this goes. Because I'm not gonna lie, I love Royal. I love that new character. But I really like this new character they introduced at the very beginning of this game. Like, I really do. I think she's, like, absolutely perfect, especially for the aesthetics of the game. Not saying that the royal characters weren't. But I have a really strong feeling because of how absolutely ballistically popular Persona 5 is, like, as a mainstream actual game. Like, Persona 4 is, like, beloved. And some people still say it's better than 5, and I can't disagree with them. I haven't played it yet. But it's nowhere near, like, a critical success, and I'm sorry, not critical, but monetary success as 5 is. I'm almost... I can't say... I really think they're going to do a 5 too. You know, I don't think it's going to be Persona 6. I think it's going to be Persona 5 characters. If it is Persona 6, I think it will be a legitimate sequel to 5, like Joker's story going on, you know. But then at the same time, they kind of fuck themselves because this one is literally Persona 5 too. Strikers is like it's directly what happens. It picks up 6 months later, break. But then Royal is another different ending on that. So would they go off the Striker? However, Strikers
They'd probably
ends.
go off Royale
I was about to
and
say.
Strikers wouldn't be canon, just like Age of Calamity isn't canon.
Yes, that's what I was thinking too. But at the same time, I really like this new character over the
Even though Age of
newer
Calamity should
characters.
be canon and
I can't believe
Breath of the
it's
Wild
not.
sucks.
Like that's super weird, especially considering it's a prequel. Like they just say the Great Calamity happened. Why just not let this be canon? Did someone else
It's
die that
literally
shouldn't?
better.
Anyway, either way, I enjoy it. But they could easily throw in like a DLC pack of a new palace and why she pops on, or they could even say they could backtrack it and just say because as I said it picks up 6 months after the original ending, but they could just like weasel in that the new character from Royal. I don't want to spoil it because it's a newish game. Like that's a big enough time frame for that ending of Royal to have happened, and her to just kind of like disappear and go do her own thing, and then come back later in DLC for this and be like, "Hey, we did all that stuff, and I was at training camps, and now I'm back. What
You,
have you
you want
guys
the
been up to?"
you want to know what the real the Persona 5 2 is going to be? They're going to continue the dancing all night and not anything else.
There's the real ending, folks. There's the real ending. But yeah, no, Smite, a little bit of Persona. Actual Persona 5 2 actually original. I have gone back and I'm playing through it little by little, trying to still slice out that platinum. Uh, that's really about it. I got back. I told you this last week. I believe I got back in Division with the wife. I didn't. I'm playing Division 2 again with my wife and Jim, just having fun with the new content that dropped. I mean, it's not new anymore. It should dropped September of last year. It's just all the new stuff for us. I haven't really been playing Apex. It's kind of been on the back burner. Meant to text you early about this. Mike, whether he'll stick with it or not, finally bought. I don't know. He's playing Monster Hunter World, so I re-downloaded that and probably gonna play with him at some point. Get him through some shit
Yeah,
and
that
just
that shit like downloaded at like all times. I'm not going to delete it even when Rise comes out.
yeah. So I'm actually excited. I've been looking for an excuse to get back into that outside of, you know, just the normal loop of games I play. But that's it for me. Play when and where I can, and then obviously
One
streams
last
at Next.
thing, going back to like Guilty Gear though, did you see that
Oh,
last character reveal?
Wow. You know, for as much as I enjoyed it, that yes, I did. But yeah, let's way backtrack. I played Guilty Gear Strive beta. Very much enjoyed it that very first night. And then I was just having connection issues after connection issue after connection issues. After that first 5 hour stream I did that night it came out, I probably played a handful of like literal handful, like max of 10 throughout the next like 4 days. I just could not get in. I don't know if their servers weren't. It's just that like they made it open to that full public, and
That's
I
yeah,
just couldn't
probably
get in.
too many people are on it.
Yeah, because for good reason, word of mouth runs. All the pros are playing it, and because it is phenomenal. Even when I was having connection issues with the lobby, like trying to get in, once you're in a match, butter. Their new rollback net code is the stuff of fighting game dreams. Like absolutely no lag, and if it is, it's rolled back, so you sometimes don't get the buttons you want, but it more feels like it's the game's fault, but it makes it feel like it's yours. Like, ooh, I messed that input up, didn't I? I should time it a bit better. Like, it never feels like the game is fucking you. Which, even if it is, like, who cares? It doesn't feel that way, so I don't care. It makes me play a bit smarter because it's a more gradual game. It's not Dragon Ball Fighters. I don't have a get in button anytime I want. I can't just super dash at you constantly just to get in because you're sitting there zoning. I have to think and be methodical. The game is fantastic. It's beautiful. It runs smooth as butter. It's fun. The characters are awesome. And Ino, look, her redesign is fantastic. Cannot wait. I was like, Naga's going to be my main. I don't know. Ino was always a character I liked. But as I said, when I first played Guilty Gear, it was back on Double X, Guilty Gear XX, way back in the mid 2000s. And I was shit at fighting games. Now that I understand and know what she really is, she might be the main. She might be the
Yeah,
main.
when there's a fighting game really good, you get into it for a while because like when you got Power Rangers, the whatever
Battle
for
for the Grid,
game.
I still play it.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm a fighting game player at heart. The very first video game I ever played was a fighting game, Killer Instinct, back on the Super Nintendo. I absolutely love them. I truly do. They take time and dedication. It's definitely a type of game that when you get that win, you love it. Like I love those type of games. It ain't nobody's fault but mine. You go into Call of Duty and I go 27-1 and we lose, you kind of get butt hurt. You're in Smite and I'm going even, or I am a little bit positive, or I'm doing really good and I'm winning my lane, but we end up losing. I get a bit butt hurt. In a fighting game, if I get my ass whooped, I know, like, fuck it, it was my bad. My bad. Can't blame anybody else. Even like I've seen those other games. I could also be the problem, but when I'm winning in a fighting game, I can't say, or no one can say I was carried to a victory. When I lose, I can't say, well, left lane didn't press square at the right time. You know what I mean? Like, the feeling of victory in a fighting game is unlike any other game that I play. Now that includes Bloodborne, because I can now say I've beaten a true Souls-like, not just Fallen Order. I beat literally all the bosses.
Bloodborne. Well, you can't. Bloodborne isn't like a Souls-like. It's literally just a Souls game about souls in the name.
Fair enough, but I beat every boss except for the Chalice Dungeon bosses and the DLC. So it's not like I breezed through the bare minimum. I did everything. Call of Duties, I've gotten a nuke. I've basically done it all in almost every other video game, and nothing gives me like real satisfaction as just a good, clean win. Like a really good match, win or lose in a fighting game, is the feeling I don't get from almost any other game. The only thing that comes close, honestly, and I think that's why I've been addicted to it so long, is a Smite game. A really close Smite game also feels good, win or loss. So, when a fighting game is good, so I'm all about it, baby. All about it. Even when they're dumb, like Dragon Ball Fighters, and want you to grind 20 million zenny to finish getting the platinum that I should have had literally 2 years ago. But I got this year, so why they hang?
I think we should move on now before it becomes Arc System Appreciation, the podcast.
Arxis! Our Lord and Savior of fighting games.
thanks for putting Blitz Tank and giving and like cross tag and giving me that.
The Lord and Saviors of fighting games. Arxis. So, speaking of really, really, really good things that we enjoy very much, our topic for this week's episode is best DLC. What are mine and his favorite DLCs? And I'd love to hear some of your guys in the comments if you agree, disagree, or just have more to share. And I'm going to start it off with what I believe is the best version of this game ever made. Better than the original. This DLC is better than the game it is downloadable content for. And I'm praying that someday I will get a 2. If you don't know what it is Far Cry Blood Dragon. The best Far Cry game. It was so good. It was
I
so
wouldn't say it's the best
good.
part.
You say you wouldn't say it's the best? What would you say is the best?
Predator.
Predator.
There's like Far Cry Instinct. It was either called Far Cry Instincts or Far Cry Predator. I just know I had it on like original Xbox.
I'm gonna get the shit out of here. Could you fight a blood dragon, a neon blood dragon with an explosive arrow, decked out in 80s attire and ridiculousness?
No, but I played couch multiplayer with like my brother, and you'd pick up the power up and it'd go Predator. Then you'd run around like a fucking numpty, and then.
But I digress. I love that DLC. It was actually the first Far Cry game I played. It just looked so interesting to me. It's just the aesthetics. I was like, I'm gonna pick it up, and I fell in love. I played most of the Far Cry games since then because of that DLC. It was just
I think they
stupid,
made
bombastic
it so you could
fun.
even buy Blood Dragon separately too.
Mm-hmm. I didn't buy 3. I literally only bought Blood Dragon. It was like $15. Some of the best $15 I ever spent in my life. I absolutely loved it. It's just super 80s bombastic bullshit.
Does it count as
Nukem
DLC
style.
or just like an arcade game at that point?
It's DLC. It wasn't a standalone day one. When it first came out, you had to have the original to play it, and then sometime down the line, they're like, all right,
Everyone loves it. Let's
you
make
can
it
just
separate.
have it, people, type deal. So
I
I'm
do remember
uncommon.
they gave it away for free on like for Xbox Gold at one point, and that's when I got to play it.
It was so much fun. I just remember how good the arrow felt, and just everything in that neon pink, gridded ridiculousness, and fighting titanium alligators, and it was fucking ridiculous. I loved it. It was so much fun. That is my first of good DLC that I'd still recommend to this day. I still think it is one of the better Far Cry experiences. He thinks it's one of the others, which is fine. But I will say this is one of the
It's
better
still
ones.
really good. I'd put it at like number 2 best Far Cry game.
It's so good. If you somehow can get your hands on it, because I'm not sure if you can still download it on modern consoles. Like when I say modern,
I think
mean
you can
PS4.
still play it on I think Xbox One. I think
Xbox One. If you're on one of the Xbox family platforms, by all means, please play it. It is fantastic. If you like Far Cry, like games, it is good. That's my first one. What about you, Quest? What you got for me?
my first one is the one that was pretty recent in a way. Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath
I'm listening
is.
with a memento.
He disagreed so hard he had to walk away. What I liked about MK11 Aftermath is, while I did enjoy the story to MK11, it's just like a Mortal Kombat story. Like I don't as the way they changed it. I really liked Deception. I really liked Armageddon. I like how those stories worked, and then with 9, they kind of did the whole reboot of the franchise and like kind of changed how everything goes. And the story in 9 was okay, the story in 10 was okay, the story in 11 was okay, but Aftermath was just really special. It just felt really fun, and the reason it I fucking loved it so much is because the addition of Shang Tsung made the story.
Yo, you ain't gotta say more to me. I love fucking Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath. I agree with you. It is definitely up there. It was on my list. You took it from me, you son of a bitch. As much as I love Arxis and I just praise them, nobody does. You know what? I can't say it because it's not true, but it is. NetherRealm stories are absolutely fantastic, especially because it's a fighting game. Like, they're so good. They just are. And they're not the best in the business, but they're easily the best for fighting games. Like, Arxis' stories are fucking absurd, like, to the point where it's like...
Yeah,
they're
BlazBlue
kinda there.
Cross-Tag Battle is like comedy cranked up to like 200, which is really enjoyable, but it's not like...
Yeah, where you get everything in Mortal Kombat. It's a serious story. It has its comedic parts. The way they integrate it.
Like when fucking Shao Kahn cripples Kotal. I fucking laughed so much.
That's fucking terrible.
he he fucking broke the bat.
He did break the bat. But, yes, Aftermath was fantastic, and Shang Tsung was definitely the star of that feature.
I fucking like spoilers. It's been out for long enough. I don't care. It's a DLC. If you're not playing, if you're probably not playing Mortal Kombat at this point if you haven't played it already.
Yeah, you were 6 months out from Aftermath already.
I let Shang Tsung win. I played a Shang Tsung because it was just correct. He deserved it.
He did not. I Liu Kang the fuck out that man. I kicked that boy to next century. But that's a good one. That is a good one. Now, here's a question. Do expansions count?
Yeah, because it was released as a DLC. It's like an add-on to the game.
Now, do expansions count if you have to rebuy it?
Like
as a whole game. Okay, well then I'll just say it. Persona 5 Royal. As I had to qualify, because I mean it's not DLC, because you can't take your Persona 5 base game and go buy the Persona 5 Royal pack and like throw it on there and make it a thing. You have to go rebuy it.
I don't know. I consider it in the way that it's like the same. It's the same game with improvement.
With improvements. I don't know.
It's an addition to the story. I'd consider it, but
all right. We're gonna.
It's also our podcast, so we
exactly
can do what the fuck we want.
But just so people can't get butthurt, I'm gonna change the title to our favorite DLCs and expansions, because some expansions do require you to buy the entire game again. Sometimes I don't know. Fuck it. I'm just gonna say DLCs and expansions. And it's Royal. It's fantastic. It is the definitive Persona 5 experience for the base game. I'm not talking about dancing. I'm not talking about strikers. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, they just improved so many quality of life changes, a whole new semester with 2 brand new characters, and they're both fucking fantastic. Sorry, I thought it was my phone buzzing, but it was a semi going by. My apologies. It's just so good. It's so good.
One more character to beat you up in the harem ending.
Basically. But just the subtle changes, like your gun not... Like, so many enemies are weak to gun in that game. Spoilers for Persona 5. You get a gun, and you get to shoot things, and some things are weak. A lot of things are weak. But every time you go into a dungeon in the original, you only get, 7 shots. So that's only 7 out of the potential, 40 to 100 enemies, depending on how much you're going through this.
Technically, some characters have full auto guns with a bunch of ammo, but it's still, 7 real shots.
Yeah, exactly. But that's one of my favorite quality of life things as well. That's just per battle. You reload after. It's a fake gun anyway. So, I mean, there's plenty of other things like that. Ways to earn XP, earn, Confidant, rating higher. It was such a more joyful experience. It was so smooth. Another big thing was, just shortcuts through palaces. Some very tedious bullshit parts of the level that you could just outright skip because they gave you a loop thing that, honestly, once you like, they tell you in the first palace at a certain part, and other than that, if you're not paying attention, you could miss it. So you could still do, excuse me, the original run as you'd have to do, which is a bit longer in the original game for new players. But for returning players, you're looking for them like, oh, I can go up there, and it cuts 15, 20 minutes of traversal bullshit and battles you don't need out of the way, which I very much enjoy. And I also enjoy the fact that if you're a new player, you miss it, and you have to go through my tedious bullshit that I did, unless you're looking up a guide and then, fuck you, do it right. No, I'm just kidding. Do what you need to. Everyone's in it to have fun. If that's how you have fun, you do it. But Persona 5 Royal, fantastic expansion / DLC. Gotta love it. Unless you don't like Persona, like this guy, then you don't give a shit.
Persona 5, the dancing one. That one's really fun.
Fuck out of here. That's it for me. What we got next?
I got Resident Evil 7, one of the DLCs on that. There's a lot of fun options for it, actually. They had a big one called, End of Zoe, but I want to focus on one of the small ones, 21, which was basically just blackjack with higher stakes.
Is that it?
No, there's a lot to it.
Okay.
So one of the characters, so it's all the DLCs except the End of Zoe, I think, which is after the story. All the DLCs are footage from a character who went in the house from before the game started, and one of the trials he has to go through is some twisted form of blackjack where if you lose the round, you'll lose a finger, or you'll get fucking zapped and other stuff, and it's just a really, really fun. I do love myself a good card game.
It's fucked up. Really exciting when it's not your finger.
I didn't lose any fingers. The guy I was playing against, I can't say the same about, but
Oh, poor guy. It wasn't you.
Because there's two captives. Yeah.
Should have played better.
That's all. It's just a small. They also gave certain power ups where you could cancel out an opponent's number and stuff that you could use. So that added some stuff to it, or you could get a specific number out of the deck.
Okay.
But then the opponent could use it too. Yeah, but it was just fun. It's that and a lot of stuff.
That's awesome. I'm not a giant Resident Evil fan in general, and I did not play 7, so I will take your word for it. I mean, it sounds interesting. I watched quite a few people play it here and there. I know all the big story beats and the weird.
One weird thing. The way PlayStation 4 does DLC is weird because 4 of the Resident Evil 2 remake outfits are in my DLC section for Resident Evil 7 for some reason.
That's a rare one. Usually they're pretty good about DLC being where it's supposed to.
Yeah, I noticed it's done that with some of the Sword Art games too, but
Very well. Is that it for that one? Because I got a good
yeah,
one.
I don't really have that much to say. It's like I said, it's just a small little fun DLC.
That's cool.
But it's one of my favorites.
I have one that's about 2 hours long, depending on the difficulty you play, and is very divisive, as either some of the best single player DLC ever made, or trash that no one understands why they put out, and Naughty Dog can burn in hell for it. But Last of Us, Ellie's Journey. Oh my god, it's not grounded because that's the mode. That's gonna kill it. The Last of Us DLC Part 1, where you play as Ellie. Spoiler alert for a game that is now came out in 2013.
20 years old.
And the DLC came out in 2014, so 7 years old. It's how Ellie got bit. The story she says in the first game about her friend and dying all poetic, and it's where we learn that Ellie is actually a lesbian. If you didn't play that and then you were confused in the part 2, and you're like, where'd that come from? It's from this DLC. She was actually in love with Riley, her friend, It was very touching. It's fantastic. It was more Last of Us before, Last of Us 2 was a thing. That everyone was like, we don't need any more Last of Us after. And then they dropped this DLC, and then I was like, you want to do a part 2? I know you got it. And like, hey, look, here we are. But anyway, it was fantastic. It wasn't long. Wasn't super hard unless you're playing on Grounded. But I mean, that you play any game on the hardest DLC, and you'll be sad. It's going to be hard. It's just fantastic.
You said hardest DLC and not difficulty.
Thank you. Hardest difficulty. The hardest DLC. If you play on the hardest difficulty of anything, you're going to possibly have a bad time. Especially if you're bad at video games like me. But I very much enjoyed it. It was a good little time. A great look into her as a character. And just a fun piece of DLC. Some of the best. I still think it's the best single player DLC I've ever played. For me. I loved it. And now, while Kawhi talks about his next one, I'm going to figure out the fucking name of it because it's killing me.
So, from a DLC that will take 2 hours to a DLC that will take 300 hours, Monster Hunter Iceborne for Monster Hunter World.
Fantastic. You stole it right out from me. Left Behind. Left Behind. I mean, great minds think alike.
But Iceborne... Yeah. I didn't even fucking like World until Iceborne dropped. And I don't know what was about Iceborne that made me enjoy it more, but it finally clicked. Maybe there's some armor I just liked more. Maybe there's some weapons I liked more. But it takes a lot to get me to spend over 300 hours in a fucking game, and I put so much time into fucking Monster Hunter Iceborne.
Iceborne it's like the royal treatment for me, honestly. Like, the first game wasn't bad, like the main for me. I know you didn't quite enjoy it, but there was a lot of quality of life changes that made it so much better. I think a big thing for me personally is the new town was so close knit. Like, I didn't have to run for literal 2 minutes to get up to eat
that's
food.
Very enjoyable.
And then go back down to attempt to do my armor, to go even further down to buy some shit. It was all like a tiny little circle. I could do everything I needed in about 4 goddamn seconds. And then be off on my hunt, where it would literally take me minutes to go up the elevator to the armor shop to get a little piece of armor I need, or check what I need for an armor, then to walk over to the food and go back down to the fucking melder, and all over the place. There's too much.
But yeah, a really great DLC, really great additions to monsters.
Oh, I'll stop you there. Screeching Legiana can suck my dick.
I haven't had to fight that in like forever.
That thing is a literal monster. Fuck that thing. It's not hard. It's just super fucking annoying. Fuck that monster. It
also, I don't know if it's new to, I don't know if I haven't played really any other Monster Hunters, so I don't really know if it's new to Iceborne or if it is in other games, but my favorite fight in that game became Black Veil Valhazak, which I killed more than anything else.
Nope, Valhazak, to my understanding, is a brand new monster. Both the original and the Mushroom Boy.
Yeah. I enjoyed fighting it so much. I've killed it so many fucking times. I still wear its armor and just keep upgrading it, despite the fact that with the last monster they released, I really need to make a build for it, but I just refuse to like play the game how I don't enjoy it.
Gotta play games how you like. Can't fault you there. When I'm right there with it, yeah. I absolutely love Iceborne. Great addition. Continue. I was agreeing.
Another thing I really like about it, besides, they gave you something that was so nice for just a little bit. For like a few missions, they gave you a different fucking handler that was fucking annoying. It was great. I fucking hate the handler. And for like 4 missions, they gave you a fucking serious handler, and she was goddamn amazing.
so mean.
They also released a Mr. X DLC that made that let you dress up your handler
Oh,
as
I
a Mr.
seen
X.
that. Oh, that was so off-putting. Oh god, it was.
I
Oh,
still have her dressed up as Mr. X.
that is terrible. Absolutely
I,
terrible.
I, yeah, great, great new fights, great new weapons, great new fun. Cold as balls.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, I think I only have one more that like speaks like, hey, you have to speak about this or I will be sad at you for the rest of the night. My final thoughts on the best DLC slash expansion is I know you don't care so much for the game. We all heard it before. Uh, Wild Hunt, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt DLC. Heart of Stone was just okay, but Blood and Wine was absolutely fantastic. It is probably
Wasn't Blood and Wine the one long enough to just be its own separate game?
it is. It's the one where it's primarily about vampires, and it takes you off to the French-inspired, very wine vineyard esque country. I forget its name. With a nice, beautiful looking castle. It's very vibrant. Like the other game was vibrant, but like in a drab, sad way. Like the colors popped, but only because it was so far in between of all the desolate sadness. Whereas in the entire portion of this country was just beautiful, like autumn colors of yellow and red. It was green still because it wasn't actually autumn. It's just how that world's colors, trees, and the sky was always blue. And the buildings were nice, bright colors with like gold and red fucking roofs, and like it just everything stood out. And the armor of everyone was different. It felt like a actual different place, which I appreciated because all of excuse me of I almost said Westeros like it's fucking Game of Thrones. All of whatever I can't remember the name of the Witcher's area of its country. Whatever. It was all the same unless you got up into Skellige, where all the damn Norse people were basically. It was like literal Norse and then just England, Spain. And those are basically indiscernible, minus that these people had black hair, these people had brown hair, you know. But and I feel like an idiot because as I didn't research it, it's just things I remember about it. The new country was completely different. It felt different. The knights were in puffy armor, and they were more flamboyant, and all of them were nice and shiny. Whereas in the other game, they were dark grays or black because they're in the middle of war. Like they're not trying to be presentable and nice. They're just trying to fucking not die. Well, not here. Everyone's just drinking wine and trying to make the queen happy and trying to make sure the vampire doesn't get her. And it was absolutely great and probably the best boss fight in the entire series. I can't say series. Let me take it back. I've already said I haven't played the first or second one. Best one in the game, vanilla and all DLC. Like the final boss fight of that is super fucking memorable. Giant big ass vampire man flying at me and shit. It was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. It was a great time all in all. Great new missions, great new monsters. Story was meaningful. Getting the throne back and saving this person, that, and figuring out the vampire menace and trying to help your vampire friend from this old vampire. Like it was a good ass story. It was a good time. That's all you can ask for in a DLC. And I didn't pay for it, so that helped out a lot too. I didn't steal it. It was gifted to me.
He
Before
stole it.
you heathens come at me and say, "Oh, how'd you get it? You just pirate it?" No, no, I didn't pay for it, but someone did. Okay, okay, okay.
So I have two more and two honorable mentions. And I want to get the honorable mentions out of the way. So one honorable mention I want to throw up there was Final Fantasy 15 Comrades. It's basically just like Final Fantasy Monster Hunter with Final Fantasy ability and weapons as a DLC for 15. It was really fun. I played it with my brother.
Okay,
Uh,
cool.
Another honorable mention I thought there was SAO Fatal Bullet Dissonance of the Nexus. I was really considering it to put it on because I did really enjoy Dissonance of the Nexus, but the 3 DLCs before it were so fucking bad. I don't think it deserves a spot on like best DLC, even if I love this 4th one more.
I'm sorry, I'm still trying to resonate with that title. That's a hell of a title.
Yeah, so the first 3 SAO Fatal Bullet DLCs just added like 1 dungeon, and then the next DLC would be another dungeon with a continuation of that story. And by the time we got the 3rd one with like the 3rd dungeon, the first 3 should have just been 1 single DLC.
Okay.
So like that just like annoyed me.
So they
But
padded it
Dissonance
out.
of the Nexus, yeah, was like really good, like really really good, and I can't exactly explain why I liked it so much because I just haven't played Fatal Bullet in so fucking long. To just take my
I'll take your word for it. If you say you like it,
and
you're not
I
gonna
I don't
lie.
have to talk much about it. It's an honorable mention.
Okay, I'll take it.
But do you actually have like any more?
I have one more that's just an honorable mention
Yeah.
because it's the same as you. The first one I feel is fucking horrendous, and the second one was just alright for me, and that was the Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC. I'm not a big fan. The Isle of Armor was ugh. Just I
I
don't
almost had
care.
the Crown Tundra, but
I do like.
I decided not to add either of them because they should have been on the game originally.
They could and should have been, but I could see why they did. But at least Crown Tundra added. I can't say more than one. Like, yeah, basically more than one new Pokemon. You know what I mean? Like, Urshifu was whatever. Like, he was an alright Pokemon. But, like, the new Regis and the horse with Calyrex, like, the story was a bit better. It was a tad bit annoying.
And the new like Galarian versions of legendary birds.
Yeah, that too. Like, it was just. All in all, it felt more flushed out. The story was a real story outside of, hey, you want to train with me? All right, well, go around my island and try to make Urshifu happy. Oh, now make him Gigantamax. All right, now you can fight me. All right, bye. Like, that's literally the whole fucking story. You just
Clara
hey,
do be cute though, not that you'd know because you got Avery because you
yeah,
bought the wrong version.
ugh, annoying ass fucking. Oh my god. Either way, Crown Tundra was much better, but still just okay. I mean, as you plainly said, they could have easily just put all that into the game and gave me my national decks, but that's really about it for me.
I'll jump into my second to last one, which might give you like an idea for another one.
Possibly.
Uh, DM the Ninja Theory
Oh,
DMC, the Virgil DLC.
I do have one, but
The
not because of that.
Yeah, the Virgil DLC for the Ninja Theory DMC.
It was
I
good. I
fucking
enjoyed it.
loved it.
It was good.
And it's the second best Virgil until DMC5 Virgil, which I didn't
Third,
play. I didn't get to play enough of.
third best.
I actually
Version.
throw that there.
Third best.
I think Ninja Theory is the best Virgil though.
No. Bad. No. 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 No.
It's not fucking
No.
4.
No. 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 No.
It's not 4 or 3, so it'd have to be 5. If it's not Ninja Theory.
5 is easily the best because he's just cool. And actually, it's because they're the same fucking person. It's 3 easily. 3 is actually the coolest Virgil, the best Virgil. The MC5 Virgil's cool too, but you know, 3 is easily. It's what put him on the map. Fucking He was cool in DMC, but not
He
even
can be cool, but
to being as
he's
badass.
like more enjoyable to play.
Fuck no! Oh god, no. No, absolutely not. Because this I can actually contend, because I did play that DLC, and I enjoyed it. DMC5
Also, while I'm
poops
at it,
all over him.
Also, while I'm at it, DMC4 is the worst special edition for DMC games.
I can't say because I never played it. I mean, I hear good things, though. But I haven't played it, so I cannot dis or agree. with you with that one. This is the one special, literally the only special edition I haven't played.
Here, I'm going back to the fucking hot takes episode. The Ninja Theory DMC game's better than DMC4.
I agree.
Okay, but yeah, I just want to. The Virgil DLC was just really fun. So
Better than 5. Ridiculous. Is that all? You just wanted to get me riled up and angry?
Yeah, a little. I just wanted to throw out. I do like all versions of Virgil. They're all fun. He's always the most fun character to play in every DMC game he's in.
This is true.
Except V, and I did enjoy playing V more in 5.
I mean, he's technically still Virgil, so I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, spoiler alert.
And I think you can still use the summon. I think as Virgil, you can still use his summons in like one of the moves. Yeah. Okay.
So like all out move, he just pulls it out, stab himself, and he floats up as V, and then your fucking mini just go and like beat the shit out of things for you.
But yeah, what's your
The crazy part is I've only ever played the expanded version of this, and I never played vanilla Diablo 3. Reaper of Souls. When it came to PS4, I absolutely.
So it was like Reaper of Souls, then the Necromancer DLC right after that, or was the Necromancer one first and then
No, it was it was vanilla Reaper of Souls, and then Necromancer came out like years after that.
I did fucking love playing as the Necromancer, but I forgot about Diablo 3, so the honorable mention for the Necromancer DLC.
Very well, but I platinum Diablo. Like I heard, I was never a PC guy, so I'm like, oh, this Diablo thing seems cool. Maybe I'll get it when it comes to console, if it ever does. Back then it was like unheard of for PC games to come this way. Now, whatever. Like 4 will be dropping day and date, but whatever. But yeah, it dropped. I played it. I absolutely fell in love. I put hundreds of hours in that game. Platinumed it, kept playing. I have it on my PC. Like, I absolutely love that game. And from everything I read about vanilla, it is a lot of it has to do with fucking the Reaper, what they did Reaper of Souls, transmog. I haven't heard about the auction, the torment levels, the rifts, all that. Like I just had a whole, but the Chaos Cube. Like I love that game. And I said I platinum. It was like my second or third platinum I ever had. I loved it so much. I never
100%ed it, but I did help my roommate 100% it.
Nice.
Because I helped her. She was trying to do a bunch of them at once. She was trying to do you have to beat the game like naked, and then also like the speed run challenges. So I like just helped her with all of those, and just let her final punch the boss naked.
Nice. But I loved it so much it actually I'm super duper. Diablo 4 is one of my most anticipated games, period. And I'm actually very excited, especially since it's coming to the PlayStation, to play Diablo 2 finally.
Remember when they announced that Diablo mobile game and they're like on phones only, and they're like, is this a out of season April Fool's joke? And they're like, what, you don't have phones?
Yeah, we have phones, but no one wants this. Where's 4? Where's the remaster of 2? And look at where we're at. Remaster of 2 is coming this year. It looks gorgeous, and that's what I was getting ready to say. I'm very excited that I can finally. I mean, I could have gotten it on my PC, but fuck that. I'm very excited to play Diablo 2 for the first time, all fancy dancy on my good old PlayStation.
Oh, very off topic. Since you did play some other games, was it Smite or your controller?
Oh, thank you. No, it was Smite. Being weird.
Oh.
I played Apollo again today. I got to play. I was wrong earlier. I played 3 games because my second attempt at playing Tiamat in Conquest, I did not get mid, and I wasn't going to be that asshole who just takes it in the wrong role. And so I played Apollo and I just played just.
Who are you calling an asshole?
Oh no, like when a new god comes out, someone will get jungle and still be Danzan Burrow.
Oh.
Instead of letting the carry or mid or solo.
Taking fucking characters in the wrong role.
No. We're not talking about for funsies. We're just talking about he just wants to play and he doesn't care where he is when you really should just play the role you're given. Like Tiamat is not a jungler. You can probably get away with her solo and mid, but jungle, no. I digress. But that popped up. And when you said, do I have any and this might spark, it went that, and then I instantly went to, I wonder if the Devil May Cry special editions count, because DMC5 special edition, oh
I mean,
boy.
I'd count it. Yeah, if we're counting Royale, I'm counting
Yeah,
the special edition.
shout, big shout. I've talked about it enough. Big shout outs to DMC5 special edition. Virgil has never played better, and it is so much fun. And it's just a gorgeous game, man. 60 frames, baby. Whew. Love it. Gotta love it. But on to your last one.
So for my last one, I did a lot of searching. I looked at all the BioWare DLCs and broke them down in my head. And while I did enjoy some for 2, I did enjoy some for Dragon Age 2. I did enjoy some for Dragon Age Origins. I enjoyed the final one for Inquisition. I don't think they were good enough. So I went to Bethesda games. I looked at Obsidian and the horse armor that started it all.
Jesus Christ. $5 for horse armor.
I looked at fucking I had to find some way to bring that up. I looked at Skyrim. I didn't. Yeah, they're okay at Skyrim. And looked at Fallout 3. I'm getting closer. I enjoyed some of the Fallout 3 DLCs a lot, but the one I finally decided on was Fallout New Vegas: Old World Blues. Not only do I think it is the best DLC of all time, I think it is the best Fallout experience of all time. And that's not, there's a lot of debate on what the best New Vegas DLC is. No one's saying Honest Hearts, but then it's just down to the other two. What I like about Old World Blues is that it just jumps 110% in with the humor, and that's just something I appreciate so much.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, it is Obsidian's best work to date, and that's coming from someone who loved both Knights of the Old Republic. They did the second one. Old World Blues is just they did BioWare did the first one, and then Obsidian did the second one, and they didn't let Obsidian talk to BioWare at all for some reason. For continuing stuff over, I think. Obsidian gets fucked over in about every game they decide to develop for someone. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Poor Obsidian.
So you just get abducted and experimented on by a group of pre-world scientists who replaced their bodies and became robo brains. And they all have hilarious fucking quirks. One of them basically gets off to you breathing near them, and that was really fun. But yeah, you kind of just wake up in this area, you fucking talk to the think tank for the first time in dialogue that, if you're not skipping past it, will take literally an hour, and it's all so well fucking written that I didn't even notice an hour went by going through all of it.
And that's the stuff, man. When you waste an hour reading, you know it's good. In a video game. It's never a waste to read, but
It's just such a good DLC.
Very well. I'll definitely take your word for it, especially considering the fact that, by a lot of people's standards, New Vegas in general is the best Fallout. The best turd is still just a shiny turd, And I don't like Fallout, never have, probably never will. Feel of gameplay is a big thing for me, and the jankiness of their guns just does not vibe with me. At least in Skyrim, I'm wildly flailing my arms with swords like a jackass, and something dies. Or
you can wildly flail your arms with a sword in Fallout.
Yeah, but it's also ugly. It's just not for me.
I mean, Skyrim isn't pretty either.
It's prettier than Fallout. Like in Fallout, you have desolate sand or desolate forest. Everything is dead, which is the whole aesthetic and point of the game, which I get. I mean, but
I mean, all you have is Skyrim is snow and then forest.
hey, but you got cities, okay? And there's a bit different, and there's nice marshes and yada
Yeah,
yada
there's
yada.
Snow City and then Forest City and then City City.
Exactly. That's three. No, but that's just not my aesthetic. I mean, it's the same complaint I have about Nier. You say Nier's pretty, and to somebody it is. It's just I don't like that type of desolation look. Like it's boring
I
to me.
like
It's too much
some
gray.
people like post-apocalyptic like me. Some people like post-capitalism like cyberpunk.
Fair enough. I mean, it's just not my cup of tea. I respect it, and I mean, it's literally just post-apocalyptic fucking Elder Scrolls, and a lot of people love it. And I know that the stories are fantastic. Like I've watched plenty of gameplay, because of this People Game of the Year and people's favorite games. New Vegas comes up all the time, and everything they show dialogue wise, I'm like that shit hits. I don't want to play the game that it's based around, but I'm glad you liked it. I'm gonna sit here and fault you for it. The only thing I can fault you for is thinking that fucking Virgil's the best Virgil when you're wrong.
Played enough of 5, so
Completely wrong. I can't even look you in the circle. But that's it. That's some of our favorite DLCs. What's some of yours? Please let us know in the comment section below, and also let us know who's right. All my Devil May Cry fans out there. Is it DMC Virgil? Is it DMC3 Virgil? Or is it DMC5 Virgil? You let us know. And, I mean, as I said, I can't agree or disagree if DMC4 Virgil's any good. I haven't played it, so if you really, really believe that is the superior Virgil, let me know down there. And just in general, as I said earlier, what are your favorite DLCs? Kwai had a very, very good topic that I like. I want to discuss it really quick with you. Do you want to do top 10 or top 5 favorite video game characters?
I mean, it really just depends. Depending on how we just limit our, if we have, we could, depends on how much we have to say about the characters, because I feel like we could do top 10 if we don't have a lot to say, but like
I
top
mean,
5 if we have a lot to say.
a lot of my favorite characters aren't like the deepest of deep characters. There are quite a few who are, but
The only thing I think is we should limit it to one per
pers-
series.
but it's hard.
Too bad.
Yeah. All right, so tune in next week, please. It's going to be our top. I'm just gonna say it right now. Top 10 favorite video game characters of all time. If you're interested, please come. If you're not, still come. Tell us you're not interested. Anything works. So please hit that like button. Please leave a review. Click that star over on iTunes. If you're on Spotify, give it a whatever the hell you do on Spotify. Let us know how you feel, good or bad. I almost said creativity. I love.
Let us know for the DMC2 of podcasts.
I love I would say creative. I love criticism. Please, I don't mind, negative or positive. Let us know how you really feel. How you really feel. You can find me all the time, usually Monday through Thursday now. I'm gonna say that out right here. This is where it changed for everyone's watching live, anyone listening in, or anyone watching this on YouTube. From now on, it will be Monday through Thursday streaming. Friday nights have turned into a family night. It's something we all need. Get out of the house, do some things, and just spend more time as a family unit. It's been a long time coming, and I and we need this. So Fridays are a no-go. So it's Monday through Thursday, usually 10 p.m. until I get tired. But you can find me there at twitch.tv/dadofwar. If you want to know any more of my schedule or if anything changes, like sometimes if we're not going to do anything on a Friday, maybe I'll stream. You can follow me at Dad of War on Twitter. And then if you're anywhere on YouTube, you already know it's YouTube/Dad of War. Spotify, you can just search up Dad of War and or War Table. I believe it comes up as that. Also on Anchor, iTunes, it is War Table. It's all War Table, I believe. So, where can they find you, Kwai?
Twitch.tv/KawaiiBoyGirl. I haven't streamed at all recently, but I'm usually hosting really good people, and you'll find me in there, and you can just like whisper me if you need me.
Very well.
I am also now on Twitter. Instead of Pokemon Pinball Sucks, it is now DMC Virgil, Best Virgil.
One day he'll actually make a goddamn Twitter handle, and we will make him make it one of those two.
I do have a Twitter account. I'm just down bad on it, so.
You gotta change your name to one of those so people can find you and tell you things.
I don't. If Twitter made it so that I could turn like people couldn't see the shit I like, then yeah.
Oh well. Well, that's it for this week. Please turn in next week. Hope you guys have a wonderful week, and we'll see you later. Deuces.